All right, thanks to those joining me live and to those joining me on archive. DStyleBoxing here. The chat is open. Thumbs up the video. Hit that notification button. That way, anytime DStyleBoxing comes on live, you get the video notification. Right. Also, if you're watching archive, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And by the way, archive or live, thumbs up the video. Support the channel. So why am I here? Well, first of all, the reason I'm here is because hopefully we worked out the schedule. It looks like Cotto will be coming on here shortly, right? And we'll wait for him. Don't worry about it. I got this, okay? I just decided to just come on live. Just get started. Make sure some people can come on here while we'll wait on Cotto. By the way, if you have not already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button, right? Hit that damn subscribe button. Cool. I believe we got Cotto in the line. You on, bro? Yo, Cotto, you there?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, but it's coming from my computer here. Hold on.
Okay, no problem. I'll get some headphones myself.
Wait a minute. Where the hell? Hold on, bro. Take over the mic for about 2 minutes. I got to connect my mic in.
Go ahead. Take your time, brother.
All right, cool. Test. Can you hear me?
You still there, brother? You still there, bro?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's definitely better. I just gotta hook up because for some reason my phone it's not giving me a speaker option, so I'm just gonna connect you to my speaker so I can hear you because I can't stand ear sweat. Hold on for 1 second.
I got you. All right. So while you do that, let me redo my intro again.
Sure. Go ahead.
All right. All right, guys. Thanks to those joining me live and to those joining me on archive. Yeah, somebody borrowed the Surface and took off the USB, and I had to connect that back. I had no idea my mic was not connected, so I apologize to the listeners. All right, but it looks like we took care of that, and it looks like Cotto's got his speakers on in a little bit. So, by the way, those watching archive, leave a comment, tell me what you think, hit the thumbs up, hit the notifications button. That way, whenever I come on live, you get a notification there. And when this gets posted, I'll be posting the time where you can actually hear me. That way, those watching archive could just jump directly to that time. All right. So you got those speakers, bro?
Yes, sir. We're good.
All right. So we're gonna go. How much time you got before we continue? How much time you got?
Oh, I've got a good 40 minutes for you, bro.
30 minutes?
40. I got 40 for you.
You got 40. All right, cool.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right. Just give me the 10-minute warning at 30 minutes, and we should be good.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
All right. So before we're obviously on opposite sides here, but before we even start, in case those haven't heard your position or whatnot, if you don't mind, go ahead and give me your position on whole Wilder thing and Luis Ortiz.
All right. Well, I just feel like this. First, with that Alexander Povetkin thing, I've actually still got guys trying to say that it was the same situation, which is totally different. You know what I'm saying? Because Maldonium is totally different than blood pressure medication. You know what I'm saying? So that's totally different. I just wanted to get those guys that came to my comment section, let's delete that. That was a totally different fucking situation. You know what I'm saying? Now, what my whole position here is basically Luis Ortiz should have been able to fight. You know what I'm saying? It's a blood pressure medication. Deontay Wilder was quick to say that it was PEDs and shit like that, which he said in a Fight Hype video, which I feel it's totally wrong to actually do that and jump the gun. And just like the WBC did, you know what I'm saying? And obviously, Wilder could have fought him because they did not penalize him like they did to Stavern or anyone else. They just said, you know what, it's for the interest of his health, and that was basically it. So Wilder could have fought. He could have fought. You know what I'm saying? He could have fought Luis Ortiz. Now, my whole thing about this blood pressure medication, because like I said, I'm taking them because I usually get cluster headaches and shit. But and that helps my blood flow. They have lots of side effects. You know what I'm saying? And like I said yesterday, let's just say we have about 8, right? I would say about 8 types of blood pressure medications. I would say 5 out of 8 give you that side effect of dizziness, as to the other ones would just basically, dehydrate you simply because your sodium count, because you're pissing a lot. If it doesn't make you piss, what it does, it bloats you. If it doesn't bloat you, it goes straight to your kidneys and, swells your kidneys up and shit. I mean, there are so many side effects that come with this, with every blood pressure medication: foot pain, weakness, leg cramps, fatigue. I also have, a couple of friends that are, pharmacy technicians, and they basically told me, but that's just my whole stance on this. Like the WBC, I feel they jumped the gun, and the reason why, the proof is in the pudding. Like, okay, you didn't give this man any type of penalization whatsoever. So you're just going to basically say, okay, well, it's for his health and that's it. You're not actually going to let him fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Until he's cleared by a doctor. Like, okay, cool. All right. No doubt. It's always safe to be cleared by a doctor. But at the same time, it wasn't a case of him flushing it out. You know what I'm saying? Flushing anything out of his system, using the blood pressure medication to flush his system out, like I explained, because of the sodium, and that helps you clean. In this case, this was not discovered, or he didn't use it. So I just don't understand why the WBC has done this. You know what I mean? I understand that Stavern was supposed to be a mandatory, but that he's supposed to have a rematch as well. But I mean, damn, like a year and a half later almost.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now I take nothing away from Wilder except for 2 things. These 2 things are, I used to like Wilder too, but once he said that Mike Tyson shit, that's when I stopped. That's when I really, really stopped liking him. But he should have took the Dylan White fight. All right. He just turned down $3 million+. You know what I'm saying? He turned down $3 million+ to not fight White. White would have been very good and a very good measuring stick for us fight fans to use. You know what I'm saying? For him and Joshua as to comparisons and shit. We do it with a lot of fighters as well. Just okay. The thing that's bothering me with Deontay Wilder is, I know it's not his fault that everybody that comes up is pissing dirty on him or whatever, or using shit. But in this case, since he put himself out there and said, if it's blood pressure medication only, I want to fight him. You know what I'm saying? I want the WBC to fight, you know what I'm saying, to give me this fight. Now, my whole thing about the power that I speak of within these fighters is that, okay, you are the titleist to that sanctioning body. Let's just say the WBC. The WBC is known, okay, for letting fighters pick and choose whoever the fuck they want to fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
To me, Wilder has too many voluntaries, and I just feel that Anthony Joshua right now is fighting right. He fought the man who was the man behind Tyson Fury, which was Klitschko, and now everybody's trying to down that and discredit him and say, oh well, he fought a broken down Klitschko. Mike Tyson fought a fucking Larry Holmes, and that's another thing. Like, dude, it was 4 Hall of Famers, not 2. You see, for him to down Mike Tyson like this, like, it's just disgusting, bro. And this is why I have totally moved away from Wilder, because he wants the Mike Tyson reputation to be the most feared man in boxing, but he doesn't want to do this while fighting. You know what I mean? That's my whole take.
All right. Did Tyson, did he or did he not request drug testing from Evander Holyfield in the mid-90s?
Who, Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
I think he did. Yes, of course, of course.
All right. So Wilder's not the only one that's requested testing. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, no, definitely.
What I agree with, really quick, I agree with comparing, especially now, comparing Wilder to Tyson is outrageous. I've done videos about that. We couldn't agree with that. Okay, I did not agree with that whatsoever. Tyson fought in a much better era in the story.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any disagreement there. All right.
Right.
Okay. So let's talk about the blood pressure medication really quick.
Yes.
Like, here's my thing, okay? What I want to make clear is the following, all right? Blood pressure medication is that in itself is not illegal, okay? Like you said, I wrote them down. Side effects,
Yeah.
dizziness,
Yeah.
dehydration, okay, bloating, swollen kidneys,
Yes.
okay, fatigue.
Yes.
Now, does somebody with all these conditions, with all these side effects, should they be in a professional boxing fight?
Well, no, not really, not really. But at the same time, for them to come out and actually, protest and claim that he can't use it simply because of these things, because who's to know if his last fight, you know what I'm saying, he was on this blood pressure medication and he didn't have any other side effects. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. No. Well, I guess my point is the following: if the high blood pressure medication did not have substances that are already illegal, then this wouldn't be an issue whatsoever. Okay, as far as him popping dirty, that wouldn't be an issue. Okay,
Right.
but I'm not sure if you're aware, but VADA makes it very clear when you fill out the form, and they do it every 2 weeks. They do it when they start the program, and
Yeah.
every 2 weeks after the program starts. And they're
Right.
also told when they start the program that if anything changes in what you're taking, you have to contact VADA immediately. That is made
Right.
very, very clear. And they also
Right.
have Spanish forms as well. Okay,
Right.
but my thing is, why didn't they notify VADA that he was taking his blood pressure medication, that the poor guy had to go to the ER? I mean, he almost died from doing ordinary shit every day. So why didn't they notify VADA?
Well, from what I hear, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not an excuse, but this is exactly the steps that were taken. VADA fucked up by giving them an English fucking application, and they all read Spanish and speak Spanish. So it's like that's what was said on Ortiz's side. You know what I'm saying? And so that's hold on. So that's what I'm going by what his manager and his trainers are saying. You know what I'm saying? As to exactly why they didn't fill that out or whatever. On top of that, I just want to say about them saying that he had all these whatever illegal substances, and so why didn't they penalize him? See, they're just they're trying to make it seem like, okay, Luis Ortiz fucked up. Okay, he fucked up by not filling out the fucking application. Okay, no doubt. But now you said he pissed dirty, so then where's the penalization? Where's the fines for him pissing dirty, like they did with Stavern, like they did? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is it? This is what's fishy to me. I don't understand that. They're just saying, he's we're worried about his health, and until he gets clearance, Luis Ortiz can't fight for WBC. But and then what's funny is that the WBA just made fucking Anthony Joshua. Just made Anthony. Should I say Ortiz? Anthony Joshua's mandatory. So I don't think it's anything as to him pissing dirty. This is what I'm saying, man. I feel the WBC is protecting Wilder, man, especially in this case.
Okay, but here's the thing. So, I mean, I don't know. If a fighter told me his side effects are dizziness, dehydration, bloating, swollen kidneys, fatigue, he's getting all these conditions and going to the ER and just doing ordinary shit, I'm just saying that it makes sense as to why they did not sanction the fight. They are the sanctioning body, right? Now, let's leave that aside, okay? Because I already made that point, all right? Like here's my thing.
Yeah.
You said it yourself, right? You're getting the information from Luis Ortiz and his team.
Yeah,
now,
only with that.
Whether
only
you believe them,
only about the application. Only about the application.
About the application, yes.
Yeah.
Whether you believe them or you don't, do you not agree that it's a very convenient excuse?
Actually, if I'm going to say yes to that, then I would like the WBC to just say that this is kind of fishy because, like I said, if it was an illegal substance and it's banned, why hasn't this man been penalized? They just let him go.
Right.
You see, no one's answering that though. So that's what looks very fishy. Let's keep the eye on the prize here. It's very fishy. Regardless, they said it was a banned substance. They did say that. So why isn't he being penalized? They're just letting him go. And then now the WBA has made him Joshua's mandatory, Ortiz, that is. So exactly what's going on here? Like what's the answer to that question?
Is that not an indictment of the WBA though? That they're sanctioning the guy that has if we believe him and his team, dizziness, dehydration, bloating, swollen kidneys, failure of kidneys or whatever, fatigue.
Yeah, but you're talking. But you're talking about side effects. All right, none of these side effects showed whatsoever. The only reason why they're penalizing him is because he didn't fill out the application correctly. He didn't put down that he was on high blood pressure medication. They didn't say anything about him having these symptoms, and this is why they didn't sanction the fight. Because
I guess we both agree that he doesn't. Right, we both agree he doesn't really have the symptoms. Right, but here's my thing. Okay, that's actually my point.
Yeah,
but here's my thing. Okay, first of all, we don't ultimately know what the WBC is ultimately going to do. They could take weeks to decide. Okay, they ultimately didn't end up really punishing Povetkin in all reality. I mean, he got to get back in the ring too, so it wouldn't be inconsistent.
Yeah, but in Russia though, that was in Russia though. He went on with that fight himself.
It doesn't matter where it is. They're still the sanctioning body. It doesn't matter where it is. But
that's something to be called out. That's definitely something to be called out.
Right. But here's my thing. So before we go to the whole who's to blame, let's stick to this really quick. Okay. I want to make sure, because you agree that. So are you arguing that Luis Ortiz should be punished? That he should be penalized?
No, I'm arguing that if the WBC said he pissed a substance, an illegal substance, right? They later said it was blood pressure medication and it was on the banned list. If that's the case, then why aren't they penalizing him if he was on the ban?
Let's get it right. Let's just get it right.
No, let's get it right. Yeah, this is exactly what they said.
No, but
hold on. What they said.
No, that's not how it happened. This is what happened. All right. Now, just for people, I want to stick to the jumping the gun part really quick. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They did not jump the gun, right? That's not true. So look, first of all, how long has the WBC and VADA been together? It's been a while. They announced their partnership a while ago. That's number one. Number two, anyone who's in a sanctioned fight for the WBC knows they're going to be tested under VADA, period. Every single one of those fighters. It doesn't even matter what weight class it is. Lomachenko and Rigondeaux, they're going to get tested. Rigondeaux can't come out and say, no speak English, I don't know what to do. Okay, they have forms for that.
That's all evident, what you're saying. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So that's it. They knew they were going to get tested ahead of time. They knew the rules ahead of time. All right.
Okay.
So in order for Luis Ortiz to have made a mistake, first of all, it would have had to have been a very, very, very big mistake. Right. A very unlikely mistake.
Right.
Which I don't believe they made a mistake, to be honest with you, and that's my point. Okay. They had no intentions of telling anybody about the blood pressure medication, because this is my opinion. This is not a fact. I don't really think he's taking the high blood pressure medication. Right.
Okay, that's your opinion. But now this is fact. This is fact. Reason why WBC jumped the gun, all right? I'm saying, because like I said, they said he tested for a substance, right? But at the same time here, right, at the same DStyle, they have a rule. All right? The WBC made a rule, and we all know what that rule is. And that rule is that if you haven't been competing over 9 months, or even further, like you're taken out of rotation, you're taken out of, you know what I'm saying, the contendership, right? So why is Bermain Stavern now all of a sudden his mandatory? You see what I mean? Like, these rules are made up and it comes to their convenience. So henceforth, what I'm saying about this blood pressure medication, because a lot of people feel that King Kong Ortiz didn't take it or whatever, but meanwhile they're saying that did come up, right? So if it did come up in his
blood pressure medication, I believe it was 8-CTZ that came up. Okay. It's not the fact that that happens to be in high blood pressure medication. That's why UFC fighter Dos Santos got caught with the same substance in his system. Now, he didn't use the high blood pressure medication excuse. He used the contamination excuse, right? Okay. But it was that substance that was caught. That's what was in the ban list, and that was something that they never asked for an exemption from. Okay, for example, because they use high blood pressure medicine. They never asked for the exemption for that. They never
Right.
applied for the exemption for that. And even
Okay.
if you apply for an exemption, it doesn't mean it's going to get approved. VADA could very well say, "No, we're not going to approve that." Okay, so and furthermore, reporting just the fact that he's using this as an excuse, to me, is the WBC calling his bluff. Okay, and what's very convenient is that Ortiz and his team don't seem to have a problem now with the WBC. Now that they announced that, oh no, we're going to do this to make sure, we're going to clear his health. The WBC said they're going to have doctors examine Ortiz. So
Yeah,
this is not done yet. They're
And
not
which is
done
good.
with the conclusion.
Which is good, right? But when it's all said and done, see, now that you can say that and you have your mind towards your opinion, this is what I feel the WBC is doing.
Well, actually, a lot of what I just said were fact.
Right,
But
and what I'm
it's
saying,
an
what I'm
opinion, I
about to
say
say,
it's my opinion.
and what I'm about to say is fact too. Like I said, the WBC has a rule, right? That over 90 days or more, right? Whoever you are, if you haven't fought for 90 days or more, are pushed down or pushed off the rankings, right? So Stavern all of a sudden is his mandatory and he's fighting him. Don't you think that it's kind of convenient that the WBC, or should I say VADA? Let's just say VADA, right? Because they're the ones that asked for the application fill outs and shit. Don't you think it's kind of funny how they gave him a Spanish, you know what I'm saying? A Spanish, should I say the English, right? Knowing that they all speak and read Spanish, right?
All they have to do is ask for a Spanish form.
I'm just saying, it's funny, right? Because you're saying it's convenient, right? But it's funny how it's very convenient for the WBC, because even you said that the WBC isn't consistent. You did say that.
Of course they're not. No sanctioning bodies.
Okay. All right. Hold on. So if the WBC isn't consistent, this rule alone right here, right, disqualifies Stavern as being his mandatory. It should be someone else, which should have been Dylan White, right? So hold on. I'm proving my point here. So this is why I say the WBC has jumped the gun on purpose, saying that he tested for illegal substance, but they're not penalizing him though. Right? They're not penalizing him. So if he really broke a rule, aren't you supposed to get any type of repercussions for that? But they're not giving him any. So therefore, they're letting him go, and they're saying, you know what? This fight could be made next year. That's what was said 2 days after that they said that they'll give Luis Ortiz the fight early next year, right? So it's funny on how they jumped the gun and they said all of this, and they're doing all of this. But they're letting Stavern, after they made a 90-day rule in the rankings that if you right, so it's like a year and a half later, and now all of a sudden, and there were a lot of other opponents. Now what's up with him turning down three?
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is the WBC is accommodating Wilder. Look at the moves I just told you. Look at the rules. Right. Look at the rules that they make, and they're not. They only enforce them to certain fighters. They're favoring. Right. They're favoring Deontay Wilder simply because.
I agree, but look. A lot of fighters get favoritism and all that. That's
not a lot of them. Not a lot of them.
That's not. No, hold on. That's not unique to Wilder, even if it was true. But here's my thing, okay? Dude, so you're telling me the WBC broke its own rule? Well, no, they break their own rules all the time. They break their own rules all the time.
Of course they did.
It was a rhetorical question. Well, hold on.
No. That's proof showing you right here and showing everyone else that they made a 90-day rule, a ruling that's in that book. That's in that book, and they did not enforce it.
No filibustering. No filibustering. Let me make my point. Right? Like, here's my thing. All right? That was a rhetorical question. Okay, when I said that, of course I know they broke their own rule. They always break their own rules. Okay?
Right.
The Stavern situation is easily explained, bro. Who's Stavern's promoter?
Don King. It don't matter about the money. I know that money can get you anywhere and all that, but I'm just saying here. You said the WBC is inconsistent.
So are you telling me that Don King is in cahoots with Deontay Wilder or something? He has strong ties.
No, Don King is an opportunist. So what Don King is gonna do is, oh shit, I can get my man there. Shit, why not? Fuck Ortiz. Hey, listen, I'm gonna give you this so I can get my man on there. That's exactly what's happening.
You have to let me finish my point, though. All right, Don King. All right, if you disagree, you can answer right now. But Don King has had a very long, extensive relationship with the WBC. Okay. Stavern is not the first fighter in Don King's stable till this day, okay, to get special favors from certain sanctioning bodies because of their long-term connections with Don King. All right.
Very true.
Yes, Don King is not the powerhouse he used to be, but he still has some influence, okay, and long-term relationships. And I bet you has a lot of dirt on a lot of these sanctioning bodies over the years. Okay.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
So that's the reason Stavern is doing this. That has nothing to do with Wilder.
It
Nobody
has
wants to see this fight. You think Wilder wants this fight?
Listen. Remember when you asked me about power? What power I was speaking about? Well, Floyd Mayweather had power over the WBC, right? Right or wrong?
Well, I'm not sure what Mayweather has to do with this.
No. He picked and chose everybody, right? Everybody. Miguel Cotto, the same shit.
Bro,
Why all of a sudden? Hold on.
Go ahead.
So now, I'm making my points here, brother. So now, here we go with Wilder coming out. Oh, if it's just blood pressure medication, I still would love to fight him, right? He's a WBC champ. You can choose your fights. You can make your fights. You can tell the WBC, listen, I still want to fight him regardless. Why didn't he? Povetkin got to fight, like you said. You just said that, right? Why didn't he fight Povetkin? Why? Why didn't he? Because the WBC said so. But wait a minute, hold on. But if the WBC said so,
he was cheating, bro. That's why.
No. But I'm saying though, but hold on. The power here. I'm speaking upon the power here. There are a lot of fighters, all right, who were champions, who are serial face fucking fighters. Okay, serial box fighters, bro. You know what I'm saying? My whole point is this. Deontay Wilder is continuing to take these fucking easy ass fights. Even his own fans, his fanboys know. I don't want this Stavern fight again. And this Stavern fight should have happened either last year or as soon as this motherfucker lost. You know what I'm saying? As soon as he lost, he should have rematched him right away. But he didn't do that. I don't know what the fuck happened there, but this dude should have been fucking fighting him a long time ago. He should have took King Kong. If not King Kong, he should have took Dylan White. Now explain this to me. Why did he turn down 3.5 million plus?
You can ask a question.
No. Why is Deontay turning down 3.5 million plus and took the easiest fight out there? Trying to make it look like the WBC actually has that almighty power.
Hold on. Let's not load the questions, okay? You can ask no. We don't have to load them. But here's the thing, right? Because you're asking like 5 different things at once. So let's go with this piece by piece, right?
I'm sorry, man. That's just the way I debate. I'm very quick.
One.
Yeah,
it's fine. But we're gonna go over every single one, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
When I ask questions, I like to listen to the answers. Okay,
go ahead.
So here's the thing. Number one is the Dylan White. I'm gonna ask you a quick question. It's a quick question, and I want a quick answer. You just say you're quick, all right? You're Flash when it comes to this. So Flash, answer me this, bro, right? According to who he was offered $3 million? According to who?
Eddie Hearn.
Right, and Eddie Hearn is whose promoter?
Eddie Hearn is Joshua's promoter. Eddie Hearn also fucks with Dylan White.
Okay, there you go. So according to Eddie Hearn, don't you think, again, a very convenient thing to say? Right?
No,
we don't even know that. And you're leaving aside, by the way. You're leaving aside.
Not at all. You know why? Because if it's so easy for y'all to believe what comes out of Deontay Wilder's face and then go and run with it, how is it that you're not going to believe a promoter? No. This can't be a double standard here, DStyle. No. The questions you're asking me are a bit retarded now. That's kind of retarded. What you're asking.
It was a very straightforward question, a quick question.
Actually,
right?
That should make no sense.
My point is, we can't take that at face value. Were the contracts posted somewhere? Was the offer posted somewhere? A legitimate offer? No, it wasn't. This is something that Eddie Hearn, a known liar, says. Okay,
they asked him.
Lied before about offers being made.
They asked Eddie Hearn. Okay,
and of course he said, "Yeah, we offered him $3 million with his British voice."
Do you know why? To fight Dylan White, and he told him, "I don't know." He turned down the 3.5 plus. Okay, 3.5 plus.
Right.
They talk about money fights.
You've drawn a conclusion. I think you've come up with a conclusion that Wilder's very scared of White, right? But here's the thing, okay?
No. Wilder's scared of. Wilder's scared of being competitive. Wilder's scared of testing himself.
I don't know what your conclusion. If that's not your conclusion,
he's scared of testing himself. Wilder is scared of testing himself.
He's scared of White. He's scared of Ortiz. He's scared of Povetkin. That's why he signed to fight those two. By the way,
I didn't say nothing. Right? I didn't say nothing about Povetkin. Povetkin pissed dirty. He fucked up.
Okay, there you go. But boom. But you were just arguing 2 minutes ago. Why did he fight Povetkin? Right? I mean, right afterwards.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna take easy fights, right? If you're gonna take easy fights,
you're not scared of Povetkin.
And then hold on. Did the guy that Povetkin fought, did he end up critically injured? Did he die? Did he get a broken orbital bone? Hell no. Come on,
got a concussion.
Come on, really, bro?
Okay.
Really?
Okay, so in other words, look, if we're going to argue whether we should do testing or not, that's a whole other deal. I mean, Mike Tyson was all for testing. He was asking Evander Holyfield to do testing. But that aside, the whole point is, okay, that guy shouldn't pop dirty, right? If a guy pops dirty, of course you're not going to fight him. That's why you're doing the testing. If not, then why even do the testing? I mean, it kind of, you know, the whole point of it, it's eliminated if you don't, if you fight somebody if they test dirty anyway. Okay, but I want to get back to this point really quick.
Go ahead.
Wilder said, okay, that he would fight him if it was really just, you know, the blood, you know, high blood pressure medication. The WBC is taking the stance that this guy's, according to him and his defense, the defense he used was literally, I'm too unhealthy to fight. Look, okay, that was his defense, bro. So what do you expect the sanctioning body to do?
Who said, hold on.
If the sanctioning body, no, hold on, I gotta finish my point, bro.
No, wait, the WBC said this?
That's obviously what they're doing. That's
so how are you going
doing.
to take, no, the same thing you told me, how are you going to take their word for it when we all know they make rules, they don't follow them at the same time? Bro, you're being double standard here, but go ahead, keep on.
There is no double standard here, bro. People go,
yeah, there is.
Look, listen to me, all right? The WBC, all right, is a sanctioning body. You do know that they could get sued if somebody is not able to fight, okay, and they put them in the ring. They could face a lawsuit because of that.
Which they have been. They have been sued twice.
They have been.
They have been sued twice.
So why the hell, if the defense is, oh no, I wasn't trying to be a dirty fighter. I forgot to tell you guys I have high blood pressure and I went to the ER and I'm taking this medication. What the hell do you expect the sanctioning body to do? Of course you're going to pull the fight.
The way you're laying down the fairy tale, that's not what happened.
That's not a fairy tale. That's exactly what happened.
Then what's really funny here is that you had the doctor come out on Twitter, all right? And fucking Luis Ortiz with the kind.
These are very reliable sources, bro. Right.
With his doctor. I mean, if you're gonna call the WBC a reliable fucking source after all the bullshit, cheating, and fucked up fights they've given us,
because I haven't done that. But go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? No. You have. Oh, yes, you have.
I used logic to explain to you why the fight was pulled. That's what I did.
And I'm telling you logically that this don't sound right for the WBC to all of a sudden stand up behind their rules when Bermain Stavern isn't even supposed to be fucking fighting. So if you're going to talk Don King and all this money, you're talking corruption. We're talking rules here.
Of course it's corruption.
Right.
But that has to do with Don King.
So that's basically what's happening.
All right, tell me, is Wilder scheming? Is Wilder behind this? Is he scheming all this? Is he the puppet master? Is he making, was all this just so he could fight Stavern? Is that what you're arguing?
My point is Wilder has a voice. He has power. All right, just like every other WBC champ, and he has power to say, "Listen, I want to change up my fight selection. I'm fighting this dude." He has a power to say that.
Okay,
he hasn't done that. He has not done that.
Okay, if you want to argue, you could have fought somebody else other than Stavern. Let's set that aside for a moment. Okay. Earlier, you said, "What's the problem?" He could have fought Luis Ortiz. In your videos, you said, "I mean, look." This isn't high blood pressure medicine. Isn't a PD. Look at all the symptoms it has. And at the beginning of the video, I'll say them again. Right. Side effects. Look at the diagnosis: dehydration, bloating.
Okay.
Pain.
Right.
Fatigue,
all right.
dizziness.
So get to your
guy
point.
Should not be fighting, bro. If I was working for a sanctioning body, even if I was corrupt, I would not let this fight go on. I would say, okay, we're gonna call your bluff. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have, all right, some doctors check you out, and we're gonna see if you couldn't even box anymore. All right.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a quick question. Do you think that it's wrong? Do you think it's wrong that Deontay Wilder went off right away and said that Ortiz got popped with PEDs? Because he did say that in the fight interview. He did say that. Right. He did say that he's popped. Do you think that was wrong for him to jump the gun and say that before even finding out? And then he comes back like maybe 3 hours later, and then comes out and says, "Oh, regardless his high blood pressure medication, he's still fucked up and he's still dirty and shit."
Because there was no jumping the gun, because he popped. It is a fact that he popped dirty for the illegal substance. That is a fact, bro. There's no way around that.
He said PEDs. He said PEDs.
Hold on. The excuse Ortiz used was that that was the excuse.
DStyle, you're not answering my question. Is it wrong? Was it wrong for Wilder to come out and say that Ortiz was popped with PEDs?
Oh, Wilder.
Yeah.
Wilder can say whatever he wants. Like,
do you
why
think?
can't he
But
say that?
hold on. It was only blood pressure medication, not a PED. So was it wrong for him to say that?
Say what exactly? Quote him. Like, what was the quote?
Oh my God. He said Ortiz and the rest of these dudes, they're pissing dirty on PEDs. That ain't no fucking blood pressure medication. Now that it's come out that it was a blood pressure medication, do you think?
First of all, it wasn't conclusive that it was the blood pressure medication, bro. That's where you're getting it wrong. Okay, that's where you're getting it completely wrong.
No.
That was the excuse he used. He did not disclose he was taking his medication before the fight, right? And in the forms, it's pretty clear. It's easy to understand. Okay, it's easy. It is
easy to understand.
They could have called VADA and just said blood pressure medication.
Blood pressure medication, and PEDs. So you still ain't answered my question. Was it wrong for Wilder to go ahead and say?
No, it's not wrong, because Wilder's a grown man. He can say whatever he wants, bro.
Wow. Okay. So then it's okay to go around. It's okay to go around and say that a man pissed dirty on blood pressure medication, because it has fucking come out, DStyle. It's out there. Do the research. It's out there.
No.
It's for a man. It's wrong for a man to piss blood pressure medication on the, and then they get caught because of the certain substances that were in the blood pressure medication. Hold on.
You're believing Ortiz.
It's okay for motherfuckers to go around and say, "Oh, he pissed dirty for some. He's on PEDs," without even knowing what the fuck it was. And when you finally do know what the fuck it was,
hold on. Look, bro. Look.
Wow.
Raising your voice is to make something true. All right. Look, let me just say this really quick. All right.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay. No. Well, listen. Because when I ask questions, I like to listen to the answers. That's all I'm saying. All right.
You're repeating yourself. Go ahead.
Let's try not to filibuster, because you're doing a lot of this here. All right.
No. I'm not doing that. I'm telling you my point.
Luis Ortiz, all right, is using high blood pressure medication as an excuse as to why, okay, a substance that's in the illegal ban list came up.
Right.
That's
but meanwhile, it's okay for Wilder to say that he's using it as a masking agent.
Bro. Look, this is what I'm talking about.
But you guys are trying to make it seem like he's using it for a masking agent.
When I'm starting to drop it on you, you start to interrupt. You have to listen to the whole thing. All right? Luis Ortiz is using it as an excuse, bro. Right? So pardon me repeating that, but I need to finish my point.
That's your opinion.
It doesn't mean that that's what was in the substance, because since Luis Ortiz did not put it in the exemption form and it was never approved to begin with, we don't know what the dosage was to begin with. We don't know if the doctor gave him any other type of medication. You don't know if he's actually even taking it. You saying the doctor came out and said this doesn't mean anything. The doctor did not fill out the form, bro. Okay, a doctor should know that. Okay, if you want some type of exception, he didn't get the exception.
Right. Now this is why I cut you off. This is why I cut you off, because you're switching what I said, and that's not what I said. I said he came out the next day, his doctor on Twitter with Lord Ortiz and explained it to everybody. He's on high blood pressure medication.
Right.
So what are you talking about?
Right. If you believe him, okay, you are taking.
What do you? But you're talking about conveniently.
Which can easily. No, hold on, bro.
Listen.
No.
If they tell me that I pissed dirty,
medication right now, I could go get it right now.
They tell me that I pissed dirty, right? I'm gonna come out and say, well, this is what it was. The high blood pressure, of course.
Right. And if you didn't put that
world title, I'm not gonna.
Why didn't you put it in the form then? Why did he put it in the form, Cotto? Why didn't he put it then? You
was already told, bro. What are you not listening to? What are you not understanding? What are you not understanding? That they gave them an English form and they all read and write and speak Spanish, dude.
It's a bullshit excuse, and you know it is.
That's your opinion. You and I are not there.
It's a bullshit excuse. It's a whole lot of excuses.
You can say whatever you like.
What a coincidence. What a coincidence.
It's funny how you're not trying to look at what you said. You said that the WBA is not consistent. Now you want to talk about their rules, but yet you said they're not consistent.
No. So you see, here's what you're doing. No, hold on. Stop right there, bro. Look, don't put words in my mouth. That's number one.
That's what you said.
No, hold on.
The video.
Hold on.
That you went on yesterday, you said that.
Hey, bro, look, man, you need to let me talk, bro. Okay, you understand?
You said that.
No, you need to stop interrupting, bro. I'm not interrupting you.
But own it. You said it, though.
No, hold on. Don't put words in my mouth. That's number one, dude.
Dude, that's what you said.
I'm not arguing that the WBC is fair and all that. I never even said that. I don't know where you're getting that. Okay.
I'm getting that from your video from your live yesterday. You said the WBC isn't consistent anyway. I can bring it up to you right now. I
have said
phone,
that.
bro.
I'll say it right now. The WBC is not consistent. I've said it on the air with you. I don't understand what you're trying to prove here. We're talking about Luis Ortiz right now.
Because you're too busy trying to one-up me with bullshit. Look how you're
No. There's no one-upping here, okay? I'm only sticking to the facts here. Okay,
so
you keep interrupting,
and so
bro.
am I. And so am I.
No. You need to stop interrupting. Is what you need to do.
No, I'm saying you're not the only one kicking facts here either. You're not the only one kicking facts here either.
No. You can. I've let you talk enough, bro. Okay. When you're talking, I don't interrupt. So let me talk.
Yes, you have 3 times. I got this recorded. Go ahead.
All right. Well, we couldn't do the count of who interrupted more.
It don't matter. DStyle, get this shit over with, man. Say what you're gonna say, bro.
All right. Well, I'll say it when you stop interrupting. How about that?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So here's the thing. No, bro. I'm gonna say it in my time. All right. So here's the thing. Luis Ortiz claims, okay, his doctor claims, these are not facts. This is what the doctor is claiming. You're believing them. That's what's going on here. Okay, if it's true, they could have filled out the form. The forms and exemptions are common knowledge. This is not something new that came out. If it wasn't common knowledge and exemption forms just came out last year or last month or something like that, then you would have a point. But they didn't recently come out. That's the reality. And that's it. Okay?
Right.
You're believing the doctor. You're believing Ortiz.
But that is not it. Because if you're a responsible fucking testing agency like VADA, you should know who the fuck your clients are. You should know what fucking language they speak.
Okay.
So how is it that you're trying to fucking give a fucking Spanish-speaking fucking team an English fucking application? What's up with that? Answer that shit.
Right. But here's the thing, though.
Further.
Okay.
What happened?
Finish the point?
Go ahead. I'm waiting for you. Answer my question.
No, hold on.
Oh, boy.
Here's what's going on here, okay? What you're doing wrong here, bro, is that...
Bro, fuck what I'm doing wrong. Answer my question.
You keep saying the following, that the VADA is being irresponsible. Shut up, bro. Listen to me.
No, you shut the fuck up.
Look, listen to me. When VADA, all right, you're saying that they're being irresponsible because they handed him an English form. Let me ask you a very dumb question.
Fucking A.
Why didn't they ask for a Spanish form? Boom! There you go. Why did they ask for a Spanish form?
Why didn't they ask for a Spanish form?
Yes. Why didn't they ask for a Spanish form? No hablo inglés. Why did they ask for one? Why did they fill out everything? Let me ask you another question. Why did they fill out everything right? Everything else right? Okay, everything else was filled out without a problem. Just that one part. Okay, the medication was not filled out. Tell me why. Why wasn't it filled out?
All right. I'll tell you that as soon as you tell me why is Bermain fighting, right? No. Without that dunking shit with money.
Bro.
No. I'm not dunking shit. I told you I got your answer, but you never answered my shit except for that Don King shit. Why is the WBC have a 90-day rule? Right?
Because the WBC is they're not consistent. I already told you that.
Okay, so if the WBC is
and
inconsistent,
your Don King shit was my answer.
I'm about to give you your answer. If the WBC is inconsistent, right, with their shit, right? Doesn't this mean that VADA's inconsistent with their shit, right? Now, of course, a team is supposed to be like, oh, mira, esto no es en español, esto es inglés. For those that speak only English, I said what they were saying in Spanish. Oh, wait a minute. This form is in English. It's not in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have to translate it for these guys. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you know what I'm saying? What they didn't do was they said, listen, this is in Spanish, but that's the thing. Where did they fill this form out? Did they fill it out at VADA? Was this form sent to them in the gym? Because let me tell you something. If the form was sent to them in the gym, by the time that form got to wherever it was going and coming back, you know what I'm saying? So that's my idea as to why they didn't fill that out. That's the best answer I can give you as a fight fan. You know what I'm saying? As to the timing, as to, you know, where did they fill it out? Did they fill it out at the gym? Did they fill it out in VADA's office? Because if it was in VADA's office right then and there, they could have been like, yo.
Okay, according to the manager, when they were filling out the form, they said that they didn't even think medication was important. Okay, and he filled out everything else. Okay, that's what he said.
Right.
Okay, and could you find out? And they do have Spanish forms.
Okay, could you find out if they filled it out in the VADA office or in the gym? Because this is why I'm saying that's probably why they didn't really get to be like, okay, well, look, this is in English, we need it in Spanish. They probably was trying to beat the time, and if they got sent to the gym or wherever it is that they go to do it away from VADA, then by the time they got there, most likely would have been like, oh shit, by the time they get this, it's gonna be fight time. This, they have a deadline. Da, da, da. You feel what I'm saying? That's the best. That's the best I can come up with as a fight fan.
Right. Well, my
You know
thing
what I mean?
is, it's look. Let's go over every single scenario. Let's say they faxed it out to them or mailed it out to them. All right.
Right.
It's not that hard to give them a call. The phone number's on the form, and you could actually go online and print it out.
Definitely.
Okay, so they could have done that.
But it also comes with the time of day. That's what I'm saying, man. See,
And they're also in a country where a lot of people speak English. It's not that hard to find somebody to say, hey, can you tell us what's in this form? Okay, so we could call them. It's not that difficult to do. It really isn't. And my thing is, let's say that's true. Right. Let's say they didn't understand anything on the form because they don't understand English, right? Let's say that's true. They filled out everything else. They filled out the form where you got to tell everybody where you're at and, exemptions of where you're not there and stuff like that. They filled out that form. They probably got one of those Spanglish guys that you know what I'm saying? They probably got one of the Spanglish guys that read, half a little bit of English and a lot of Spanish. You know what I'm saying? That that's probably what could happen. There are many things that could have happened that we don't know about. But this is the best I can give you as to answering your question as to why the forms weren't exchanged. Is like I said, it could have been, at a further location from where the VADA office was, or maybe it was at the, you know what I'm saying? But that's giving them the benefit of the doubt too, right?
I have to, just like I gave Wilder the benefit of the doubt. But the moment he came out and he said, you know what I'm saying, that he popped, he got popped with PEDs because he did say that. And then that Tyson shit, that's when I was like, nah. You see, this to me that's when it started looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? To me, on the Wilder side, that's when it started getting crazy with me. Because I'm like, first of all, you're trying to diss a legend here for no reason. You got his fights with the Hall of Famers all wrong. He fought 4 Hall of Famers, not just 2. You feel what I'm saying? Then you're gonna discredit Larry Holmes and Michael Spinks from him. But yet, you know what I'm saying? Klitschko fought Joshua. And Klitschko, okay, he was old, but he still gave Joshua a run for his money.
Klitschko was also top 5 heavyweight, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And as well, for all the Joshua detractors, I'm not talking about Wilder's fans. I'm talking about the fanboys, the crazy bastards, the ones you talk about too that come up on your page. Oh, don't say that. Oh, don't. You know what I'm saying? These guys are the ones that are going around poisoning shit with this shit where it's like, oh, Klitschko is old. No, man, Klitschko was on top. You know what I'm saying? He was the second man on top from Fury. That was the man to beat. You know what I'm saying? Klitschko was the man. Yeah, Klitschko was the man to beat. So now that Anthony Joshua went and did it, you know what I'm saying? And Wilder didn't do it. These fanboys are trying to tarnish something that gave us a great fight. You know what I'm saying? That was a great ass fight. And I think there's a lot of boxers envy as to, penis envy. I think there's a lot of boxers envy when it comes to these fanboys seeing their fighter not doing as well as the other fighter that they're detracting. You know what I'm saying, DStyle?
Well, there's no doubt that as of right now, Joshua has a better resume because he beat Klitschko. But
yes.
But at the end of the day, their careers aren't finished.
Right.
But here's my thing. Right, the White thing, I'm not too convinced about that because that's what Eddie Hearn is saying. Okay, I do know this though. The Stavern fight, and I'm going to say this very seriously because Don King is a culprit here.
Oh, no, of course. I mean,
the only way we're going to get rid of this Stavern thing, which nobody wants to see this fight. I don't know anybody. Maybe you've met somebody. I don't know. I haven't met anybody excited about this fight. I
don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
But my thing is, yes, of course, the WBC is being, inconsistent by making this fight happen. They're inconsistent all the time. When De La Hoya won the title from Mayorga, they didn't make him fight in the mandatories. They let him hold the belt until he was ready to fight again. All right?
Right.
That's all that is well and good. But my thing is, fuck it. Let's get the Stavern fight out of the way because after that, Wilder has to fight somebody. And I do know what the track record says. The track record recently with Wilder, and this is my only argument, that he has signed to fight good fighters. He signed to fight Povetkin. Povetkin popped dirty. He signed to fight Ortiz. Ortiz popped dirty. Even if you give Ortiz the benefit of the doubt, even if it's true, everything he's saying, it's not Wilder's fault. That's simply all I'm saying.
And what I'm saying is, I know that it's not Wilder's fault that these guys pissed dirty. What I'm saying is that what Wilder said. You see, we have to hold these fighters. We have to hold them accountable for what they say. I mean, if you're gonna tell me, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm, you know what I'm saying?
You're fading off a little bit.
Oh, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, okay, you know what I'm saying? We have to hold these fighters, you know what I'm saying, to their word. And that's what's going on. A lot of fight fans are just letting these fighters give them these fucking lackluster fucking matches, but yet they want to be called the best. And then what do? Verbatim. Yeah, he's the best, but he hasn't fought anybody, right? So this is what's going on. My whole thing with Wilder is, my man, when are you going to fight somebody, you know what I'm saying, that you can actually be compared to with what you're trying to compare yourself to? Joshua. So that's why I wanted him to take White instead of, you know what I'm saying? If he wasn't going to take Ortiz, take White. But of course, the politics and all that shit, we all know, of course. You were right, of course. But it's just the point here now. If you know, if we're going left, we can't, you know what I'm saying? We can't also go right. It has to be one direction. And this is where these sanctioning bodies fuck us all up with these making rules. They're not going by them and then going by them at their, you know what I'm saying, expense and shit. Like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's just I don't blame Wilder, but at the same time, I blame him for saying that if you know what I'm saying, if it was just that, he would have fought him. It came out that it was just that, and you know, he still didn't, you know, he's still looking at things like, oh, whatever, you know, it's right. And I understand that he has to talk shit. I understand he has to talk shit about the next fighter. That's what boxing's all about. You know, you have to say I'm better than the next man, because if you don't, you know, but it's just the point now. When you put yourself out there and you say these things, and you know what's going out there about yourself, and you're not looking very good, I don't think that it was very wise of him to, number one, disrespect the legend, you know what I'm saying, and number two, go and disrespect the, you know what I'm saying, one of the current champions in your era as hard as you did, saying that he was scared of you, because he already came out, Joshua already had come out and said, listen, I feel I am a prospect who's happy to hold titles, right? He said this humbly. So I don't understand why people are so flabbergasted over him saying maybe. He didn't say it would. He said maybe the fight might be in 2020. You know what I'm saying, Diggsy? You know what I'm saying?
But hold on. Let's talk about that then.
Yeah,
You're
let's
okay
talk
with
about
that?
that
You're
too.
okay with a world champion saying I'm just a prospect that's holding titles?
No, not at all. No, not at all. Not at all. As a matter of fact, in my video, I said I had let Joshua know. You know, if you take a fight 2012, you're gonna you definitely. I mean, 2020, you're gonna definitely look suspect to me, and I'm definitely gonna think that you're, you know what I'm saying, ducking. But at the same time, we also have to understand his track record. We're saying, you know what I'm saying, where he was saying I don't feel I'm a champion yet. You know what I'm saying? I feel I'm a prospect holding straps. You know what I'm saying? And I have to better myself. And he's been saying this way before this. So now that this comes to fruition, I can understand that about maybe, I would say about 10%. You know what I'm saying? Because of what he said. But that fight being held off to 2020, nah, I don't agree with that at all. At all. This fight should be done.
Fight on.
Yeah, this fight should be done, I feel, the middle of 2018. You know what I'm saying? Let these guys get tune-ups, and then somewhere in fucking December, you know, to give us a nice Christmas present, these guys should get it on.
So I have a serious question. So let's say the fight does happen. Let's say it happens. And then let's say Joshua pops dirty. Right?
Oh, that's it for Joshua. That's it for Joshua. That's it for Joshua.
Just for the record, that's not going to be Wilder's fault.
No, of course not. Of course
Joshua,
not. Like I said before, like I said before, these guys pissing dirty is not Wilder's fault. You know what I'm saying? It's not, because he don't have their system. He don't have their dick. You know what I'm saying? He's not taking anything. You know what I'm saying? It's not him. It's these guys, and as well as the WBC. You feel what I'm saying? What the WBC should have done was, okay, we caught this guy popping. All right, so you know what? You know, let's get the next biggest fight. You know, but since they put Stavern in there in that slot conveniently, you know, then fuck it. Like you said, let's get it over with. But this fight has to come to fruition mid or late 2018.
All right. I mean, we're in agreement there about the fight getting done, but the mandatories have to get out of the way for that fight to happen. So
yeah, no, I know that, and let me tell you something. Pull-up, A lot of these guys are saying Pulev ain't nobody. Listen, this is what most of these Wilder detractors are not understanding. I mean, the Joshua detractors. And I'm only talking about the fanboys, not the guys that are looking at him like, oh, he's from England. Oh, he's half black, half white. But I'm only looking at him because he look white. And no, I'm not talking about any of that racial shit either. I'm not talking about none of that. What you got to look at here is that Anthony Joshua has a lot of his resume, man, has more value. You know what I'm saying? More harder fights. Because I don't see. Look, if Dylan White was to fight Deontay Wilder, I think Deontay Wilder would have had a hard day at the office, as well as with Chisora. You know what I'm saying? Like all the opponents that Anthony Joshua has fought, these are competitive fights. Now, it's not Wilder's fault that he makes him look, you know what I'm saying, easy in certain ways, but at the same time, you know, you're very early in your career. You had a year ahead of Joshua, and you only come up with one title. Joshua only has 19 fights, and he's got 2. So obviously he's fighting right. He's fighting his mandatories, not the voluntaries. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't understand. I don't see the hate with Joshua because Joshua's fighting correctly. You know what I'm saying?
Look, I don't have a problem with the Pulev fight. I didn't have a problem with the Ortiz fight. Unfortunately, that fight's not happening. I don't like the Severn fight, but I'm all for Wilder fighting one more guy after the Severn fight, and then we can get that Joshua fight done for sure. But
you know what's fucked up, DStyle? I really wanted, you know what I'm saying, Wilder to prove himself with Ortiz. I really did. You know what I'm saying? I really did, because when Wilder, when I first started watching Wilder, I was saying to myself, okay, this kid has a lot of flaws, but he'll get better. And he still has the same flaws with the wide punching and the wide stepping. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the point. This fight right here would have raised his pedigree up so much, like so much. This is why my whole point with this Danny Garcia, when Danny Garcia decided to fucking take easier fights, his pedigree got diminished. That by the time he got to another elite, you know what I'm saying, in his era, he didn't have enough. He didn't have the tools for Thurman. So this is what I feel is going to happen to Wilder. Wilder keeps taking these fights. By the time he gets to Joshua, what do you think is going to happen? You know what I'm saying? One fighter's fighting competitive fights. The other one's fighting just to fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? But wants to be recognized with the work of what the other guy's doing. This is what I'm observing.
Well, all I know is that he's been trying to make the fights. And I think the Povetkin and Luis Ortiz fight proves that. So the Severn fight, I mean, unfortunately, we got to get that out of the way. Don King is the last remaining power Don King has. He's using it basically to force this fight down our throats. Got to get that out of the way, all right? But that's pretty much it, man. We just got to get these mandatories out of the way. I don't agree with Severn being, for the record, I don't agree with Severn being a mandatory. Okay.
Yeah.
He hasn't done shit in like 2-3 years. But
yeah,
unfortunately he is, and I mean he popped 32 not long ago. So
yeah,
he shouldn't even be fighting right now. But it's I don't make the rules, right?
Can we agree? Can we agree on something here? Check it out. Do you think
we agree on quite a lot? But go ahead.
Yeah. No. But what I'm about to say now, I think. Do you think that these testing agencies should release the fucking results to us fight fans?
Meaning, like, at any point, or what do you mean?
At any point, either clean or dirty. Do you think that if they should make that available to us?
I think it should be directly from them, not the sanctioning body. Yes.
Okay, cool. Because we need to see more of that. I think that would end a lot of bullshit. If we was to see these tests, you know what I'm saying, results.
They don't. It's kind of weird how they do it now. USADA, which is different from VADA.
Yeah.
They actually popped Eric Morales dirty a couple years ago before his Garcia fight.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and the website I was working for at the time actually broke that story. I actually wrote the story. And when we called the New York State Athletic Commission, they had no idea that Morales had failed the test.
That's crazy.
And then Golden Boy started saying that we were lying, this, that, and the third. Obviously, it turned out to be true.
Yeah. The motherfuckers are crazy. Golden Boy too, man. Did you hear what they tried to do to fucking Mikey Garcia?
The multiple fight to sign to fight Cotto?
Yeah, you have to sign with us wait, let me do the Oscar De La Hoya. You have to sign with us in order to get a fight. You know what I'm saying? That's some fucked up shit there, man. I didn't agree with that at all. That shit pissed
you
me
have to
off.
go out with me and wear fishnets.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know, and you have to wear the fishnets. So then after that, I teach you a boxing lesson. Fucking crazy, bro. Yeah, that's crazy, man. You know, I just look. We agree on a lot of things. It's just for me, it's just the sanctioning bodies, man. This is where the problem is. You know what I'm saying? They have to stop being so under the table like and start doing business on top of the table. But of course, that's too much to ask for. You know what I'm saying? We've all been asking for that shit for years, and we still haven't gotten it. You know, so I just feel that they need to be a little more honest, you know what I'm saying, with the public.
I agree with that.
You know, and you know, that's just basically it, man. I also want to apologize for us losing a little bit of a little heat, but I call that passion. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize, bro.
It's all good. I ain't worried about it.
Yeah, it's passion, man.
That's how I talk boxing at the bars and shit like that.
Oh, good. All right. So then we have a mutual understanding as men. Awesome. All right, man. You know, so you know, it's just you know, that's just my whole stance on it. That you know, I just feel that this fight, after this fight, if these guys are gonna have a tune-up, Joshua and Wilder, if they're gonna have a tune-up, man, Wilder better get a fucking badass tune-up, man. He better get a real tough fucking fight. You know, he better get a Sora or a White or something. You know.
Well, I mean, he needs somebody that's close to Joshua's height, in my opinion, but I don't know who's out there, so we'll see.
Yeah, because to tell you
the
the truth,
point
man,
of a tune-up is to prepare for a specific opponent. So
right.
I would still, if it's a big if, but if Luis Ortiz gets cleared and it turns out he no longer needs high blood pressure medicine or whatever it is, or he gets an approved exemption, well, whatever it is, they can still do Ortiz versus Wilder. They can still have it.
Yeah.
But he's gonna have to. You know,
I just want to put. I want.
That's all.
Right, in Spanish this time, hopefully. Yo, but I just want to put this out on the table. If Ortiz comes out with something else on the B sample besides blood pressure medication, son, I'm done with Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very unbiased, son. And I listen. I had favorite fighters that got popped, and I stopped fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? Because that's very dangerous. That's dangerous for the sport. Dangerous for everybody, man. You could kill somebody with that shit. On top of that, the motherfuckers could kill themselves. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I don't agree with that shit. But if Ortiz did type of PEDs within his systems on top of the blood pressure medication, if it comes to, you know, fruition, yeah, listen, I'm done with him. That if that's the case, but if it's just blood pressure medication, that's it. Then I want to see that fight. So
what if doctors say, hey, his high blood pressure it's very, very bad. He shouldn't be boxing.
Then you know what? We got to listen to the professionals. You know what I'm saying? You got to listen to the professionals, and obviously he can't box. You know what I'm saying? Obviously he can't box. If they come out with that later on and they say they can't box, if they come out later on and they come out with some bullshit saying, oh, Ortiz never needed any blood pressure medication, or even better yet, Luis Ortiz no longer needs blood pressure medication, then something was fishy with his testing. Then, if they come up with some shit like that.
Well, they're gonna, from my understanding, the WBC is gonna have some doctors look at him, so we'll see.
Yeah. That's what I heard. I heard they was gonna give them their own physical and stuff like that. You know, and I hope they do. I hope they clear that. I hope that, you know what I'm saying, they clear that shit out the way, because we need to see Wilder and, you know what I'm saying, undergoing baptism under fire like Joshua did with Klitschko. You know what I'm saying? We need to see him at a war, son. He hasn't had one yet. You know what I'm saying? We need him. We need a war. We need to see Wilder, you know what I'm saying, get the best bought out of him by someone. You know what I mean?
I hear you. All right, man. If you have any last words, go ahead.
Yeah, just want to tell everybody, thank you very much for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Much love to DStyleBoxing. To everybody that's uploading videos and keeping it boxing. You know what I'm saying? Check me out, Jeff Cotto, here on YouTube. Check out DStyleBoxing as well. And all my followers, man, be nice to DStyle, bro. And be nice to anybody else that has you know what I'm saying, any type of positive, not negative, but positive, you know what I'm saying, feedback or or anything that they want to debate with me about or anything they're disagreeing with me about. It's not that serious, guys. So, you know, we have more class than that. So let's show these uploaders, you know what I'm saying, some respect. You know, because these guys, you know, they take the time out to do a lot of research for us. You know what I'm saying? For you guys, we take a lot of time out. So, you know, obviously, if we're going back and forth on a debate, it's because, you know, we have to clear shit up. So I want my following to respect DStyle and everybody else who happens to have, you know what I'm saying, any type of, rebut against anything that I say, man. Just respect, all right? That's basically it, DStyle, man. Once again, I apologize, but I got a lot of passion. And thank you, man. Thanks for the invite.
Peace out. All right, guys.
Peace.
So really quick, I'm going to be doing some videos tonight. All right, I got some ideas for some videos and stuff like that. Make sure it's going to be around 11 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, that's the time to look out for. Unrelated to this, we're going to talk about some other boxing stuff. And I don't think I have anything more to add. All right. One thing I did want to add when it comes to therapeutic use exemption, right? The sport has to be very, very, very careful on allowing fighters to just flat out say, "Oh, I'm on medication." In my opinion, that's not a good excuse. Okay, if you don't fill out the form prior, let's assume that this was a mistake by Ortiz by giving him the benefit of the doubt. All I know is that moving forward, it should be common knowledge by fighters that any therapeutic use exception has to be applied prior, because we don't need to have a trend. If they would have, in my opinion, if they would have allowed this to go on, you would have had series of fighters, many fighters coming out claiming that they're sick, that they have this condition, that condition, or that illegal substance, that came up because, you know, I'm allergic to this, or I have high blood pressure, or I have this heart condition, so I need an exemption for this. No. When it comes to a therapeutic use exception, you have to apply for it. Then to see if the exception you're asking for is from a condition that makes you unfit to fight, or if they're going to be able to even make that exemption for you. All right, this is DStyleBoxing. Keep it boxing, and I'm out.